Hey guys, it's Lo here with Very Heal. Let's talk about the power of cannabis odor. In recent news, in Michigan, an Upper Peninsula city recently voted to purchase a device called a Nasal Ranger in an effort to crack down on cannabis use and establish a citywide odor ordinance. What is a Nasal Ranger, you might ask? A Nasal Ranger is a peculiar device for your nose called a field olfactometer. It somehow detects and measures concentrated odors in the air. They can be used to measure smoke, gas leaks, and in this case, cannabis odor. A few residents came forward to complain that the pungent smell of cannabis is so overwhelming they're unable to be outdoors. And if you know anything about the UP, or the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, being outdoors is crucial to their way of life. And certainly, this is not sitting well for this small city of less than 2,000, as it seems to be causing a bit of a ruckus. But they aren't the only people experiencing this issue, nor will they be the last. Denver, Colorado actually experienced a similar situation several years ago in the early days of cannabis legalization. But because odor is so hard to legislate, these ordinances weren't ever successful. Nonetheless, we still have some questions about these kinds of situations and the act of establishing and enforcing laws regarding odor nuisances. What precedent does this set exactly? If a resident can use a Nasal Ranger to target a cannabis user, what is to stop people from filing formal complaints about the many other offensive smells in this world? I mean, have you ever driven by a large agricultural farm or a paper mill before? And how does one implement such laws on something so subjective as smell? Say that quantifiable measures were placed on the smell of cannabis. If someone were to exceed the limits on their private property, what would happen next? How will they be prosecuted? What are the consequences? Will it hold up in court? While someone could use a Nasal Ranger to pinpoint the offending source and tattle on someone, who has the authority to do anything about it now that there are state-sanctioned policies in place that allow people to use cannabis on their own property? This unnecessary surveillance is an invasion of privacy. It's a complete waste of time, resources, and taxpayer money. It also goes against the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, which allows us the right of privacy in our own homes and protects us against unnecessary search and seizure. The fact of the matter is, there is a pressing issue that could easily be addressed through the simple act of communication. Here's some advice. Cannabis users, know your rights, but also be discreet and mindful of your neighbors when it comes to using your medicine in and outside of your homes. Don't perpetuate the stigma that we are trying so hard to break. We can't promote the benefits of cannabis if we're being a nuisance and disrupting people's lives with it. And to those who are offended, don't make your city buy some Nasal Ranger. We encourage you to openly communicate with your neighbors that use cannabis. Avoid stereotyping and embrace compassion by becoming informed about cannabis. Cannabis is therapeutic to an array of illnesses. Just because you don't find any use in it doesn't mean others aren't allowed the benefits. Very Heal offers quality cannabis education at the click of a button. Take a look, learn, and become transformed. This is Lo with Very Heal, signing out.